All right, in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to sketch qualitative graphs. So I showed you a couple examples of qualitative graphs in the previous video. In this one, we're going to go ahead and sketch some qualitative graphs, okay? The first example I have is I think of a tennis ball being dropped from a location. So in this first scenario, what I'm going to do is I'm going to climb up to the top of the ladder, okay? And I'm going to drop a tennis ball, all right? And what I want to do is I want to show a qualitative graph about what that distance from the ground or from the floor would be of the tennis ball over a period of time, okay? From the point when I drop it to the point where it stops and no longer is bouncing, okay? So to start this one would be a little different. I would start it actually way up here because I'm going to be on the top of a ladder. So the distance from the ground is going to start up here, okay? So I'm going to be at the top of the ladder. I'm going to drop it. As I drop it, okay, that ball will become down closer and closer to the ground over a period of time. It will hit the ground and do what? It'll bounce, okay? It'll bounce back up, okay, getting further and further away from the floor. It will not reach that original point, as you've probably learned in science. It will find a point, it will circle back, and it will start to slowly come down back to the ground over the period of time. It will continue this pattern where it will continue to go up and come down, go up, and go down. Obviously, I could keep going. Notice over the period of time what happens to the top part of the graph, okay? It keeps decreasing each time this portion of it decreases, all right? Let's go ahead and sketch another example, okay? I'm going to sketch another example of a child swinging from a swing set, okay? We're going to compare the time elapsed over the distance from the ground. So when we start in a swing set, okay, we start off the ground, all right? We then are given a push. As we're given that push, we get a little bit further off the ground. When that push stops, okay, I return back to where I started, okay? But when I return back to where I started, I then go back up again, because I'm going on the backside. So now I'm going to go up, and as I increase speed, my distance or my height away from the ground will always continue to grow bigger and bigger and bigger, okay? Obviously, until at which point I have enough of the swing set and I get off and hit the ground, okay? So here I'm sitting on the swing set. I go up, I'm going to start to come back towards where I started. Now I'm going to go back up again. I'm coming back towards where I started, going back up once again, coming back down to where I started, going back up once again, and then maybe I jump off the swing set in motion, and then as I jump and land, my distance from the ground becomes less. So this would maybe be like the front, you going forward in the swing. This would be you coming back to the middle. This would be you going backwards, coming back to where you started, going forward again right here. Now heading back to where you started, going backwards, and then coming forward and jumping off the swing set as it's coming forward. And you're landing on the ground.